Hey everybody, it's Jason from Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from MRC Newsbusters, America's media watchdog, dated January 24th. And it says, column, NBC's misinformation reporter assembles misinformation deniers. And be wary of anybody that says that they are a misinformation reporter because they tend to be the people that are most likely putting out the misinformation themselves. And in this case, we have, as you can see, there's a picture of a lady down here, and we're going to go see what her name is in just a second. But she is one of the biggest proponents of actual misinformation, but likes to say that she is not. It says the year has hardly begun, and the pro-Biden media are already in full-blown panic. They're upset many polls showing Donald Trump ahead of President Biden. And when Democrats are losing, they warn that democracy is dying and disinformation is thriving. No, it's just information they don't want you to know. And you should probably be asking yourself, why don't they want you to know particular things? So let's just kind of keep going with this article. It says, in the spirit of dread, NBCnews.com posted a story with the headline, Disinformation poses an unprecedented threat in 2024 and the U.S. is less ready than ever. And you can click on that link there if you want to go to it. There's a reporter is Brandy Zadrozny, who is this woman right here, who is in no way, shape, or form to be trusted at all. She might actually be like a literal demon from hell that's in charge of misinforming people. Says her specialty is misinformation, extremism, and the internet. Says reader beware, since every reporter who professes to expose misinformation and extremism is a dedicated warrior against those far right Republicans, and they generally don't really know what far right actually means, or they do, and they're just using it dishonestly. Either way, they are pieces of shit. Here's the problem for the misinformation reporters. Are they willing to acknowledge that the Democrats are guilty of it? Are they willing to admit that the media elites can get the facts wrong? And these seem to be things that these misinformation reporters just never seem to figure out. It's always just Republicans. It's the Democrats are just never wrong about anything. It's just amazing. Is there an automatic assumption that every argument Trump and his MAGA media forward against the Democrats has to be false? Yes, that's what they actually think. Because again, these are not the smartest people that we're dealing with. Says at the base of leftist panic over misinformation is a long simmering anger that partisan Democrat journalists are not trusted by the Republican half of the country. Journalists cannot stand that Donald Trump remains popular despite all of their attempts to destroy him as a political figure. Yeah, good luck with that. Says Parker Thayer of the conservative Capital Research Center posted an informative Twitter thread noting how Zadrozny's stable of experts turned out to be misinformation deniers whenever the Republicans had a factual point to press. Says he started with Claire Wardle, founder of First Draft News and researcher at Brown University. She lamented that after a pandemic, an insurrection, and congressional investigations into leftists working to censor conservative speech, it's worse than 2020. Thayer pointed out Wardle's First Draft News dispelled both the Hunter Biden laptop, which is as Russian disinformation, and the COVID lab leak theory is racist. Arguments that turned out to be real didn't cause any media introspection. And of course, we know that both those things are true at this point. Good job, misinformation analysts. Since Zadrozny also turned to A.J. Bauer, assistant journalism professor at the University of Alabama, who studies conservative media. Says right wing media see a demand for content that is pro Trump and leading into conspiracy theories, he pronounced. Yeah, that's bullshit. Says Bauer dismissed the Hunter laptop as irrelevant after it was verified by pro Biden media outlets. Okay, so he's not someone you can trust. Says he also shared the fake story of Israel bombing Al Shifa Hospital in Gaza. Doesn't this shake his credibility as an expert? Not as NBC News. Right. Yeah, he's perfect for MSNBC. So basically, it's projection from him. Everything that he claims the right is doing, he himself is actually doing. Continuing, it says naturally, the list also included Joan Donovan, a misinformation scholar at Boston University, honored in all the leftist outlets. They are noted Donovan called Hunter's laptop one of Steve Bannon's three biggest disinfo campaigns of 2020. Again, remember, it turned out to be true. And they make Steve Bannon out to be like this, like puppet master. And I've listened to the guy occasionally, and I've seen him on Timcast, and he's just like a regular dude. He's never said anything that makes me think like he's some like alt right or far right puppet master of people. Like I'm just like, okay, he's just like a regular dude. This after the liberal papers acknowledged the laptop was real, Donovan still tweeted the laptop was the most popular straw man question at hashtag Disinfo 2022, the conference hosted by The Atlantic magazine, which endorsed Hillary Clinton and Biden for president. And The Atlantic is also a magazine that is just way to the left. So of course they see anything the right does as misinformation because they're like basically compatriots with Mao. They are closed by noting Zadrozny herself wrote a gem of an article claiming that Boston Children's Hospital doesn't perform gender affirming surgeries on minors, which, as you can see in that parentheses, and I was about to say that they openly admitted that they do. So good misinformation person here, right? Basically, she hasn't been right about anything that she's reported on. Those other experts in the NBC story were presented as non ideological. Christina Ball Owens works for the nonpartisan voting rights organization Public Wise, but her LinkedIn page is titled Social Justice Warrior and lists her time in Hillary's 2016 campaign. Yeah, that is not a nonpartisan person. So until recently, Laura Edelson was the chief technologist for Biden's Justice Department. Again, someone that is definitely not nonpartisan. So, what we've learned from NBC is that they assembled a unanimous cast of Democrats who share the opinion that Republicans shouldn't be allowed to use information they identify as highly unfavorable to their hold on power. Looking back at the COVID lab leak or the suppression of the Hunter Biden scandals, NBC calls that an unprecedented threat. Apparently, a democracy can't survive these topics. Yeah, so a bunch of stupid people regurgitating actual conspiracy theories and proving themselves to be just morons at the same time. And hi, Brandy, you're one of those. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you watch MSNBC? If you do, why do you keep watching MSNBC or even NBC? Because they're both horrible. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.